thought that throughout my career, one day I'm going to retire as an HR director. And then I become a Motz president. And as president, I need to do all-around leadership. And most importantly, that time, my focus was on the public relations, to bring more members to come to Motivators, and also to make a more attractive branding for Motivators. Because the branding was a bit old and ancient, I want to make a rejuvenation for Motivators. So I spent 1 year as a Toastmasters president until I realized I'm not going to do recruitment for the rest of my life. This is not what I want to do, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I was in a career trajectory. Should I become a recruitment manager in another company, or should I try something extremely different? That's why I moved to this startup company. It's called Touchpoint. It was no longer even here. It's already bankrupt. So startup, right? Okay. And then, but my role was to become the more into public relations, marketing, and corporate partnerships. I think it's something that I really want to do. I really want to do it because I've been experiencing that in Motivators. I'm going to do it. And then, after I do that, I say I think that's not something that I want, because in Motivators and Toastmasters, I also manage a large team. I want to manage large team. And then I moved again to Travelkan and given experience to manage large team. So I think being an exco is not only I'm going to serve my members till the end of my life, something like that, but it helps you to find a version of yourself that you may not realizing before. You did something that you like and you're passionate about and you're not paid for, so that comes really from your heart, and that's how your heart speaks to you. So what are excos? We have new members, we have guests. What are excos? So exco is basically the board of the board of directors who make sure that this club is running. So in ESCO, we have several positions: the president, VP of Education, VP of Public Relations, VP of Membership. So you don't need to go through 8 years of experience like me. You can directly become a vice president when you become an ESCO. And you can put it on your CV and look sexy, right? And then also, beside the VP position, you have the secretary, treasurer, and also SAA, or Sergeant at Arms. So when we see this position, it's not only a position, because there you actually train your hard skills. All of the positions have a specific hard skills that you are going to craft it within the next year of your leadership term. As the president, you are experienced as all-around leadership. Basically, apa aja harus mau, ya. So everything that you do. I still remember when I become a president, I go back and forth to Ben Hill just to print posters and flyers, and then I go to different clubs so that I can distribute the flyers. That time, there's no Instagram, not much yet, not as much as now. And then the VP of Education, those who, the one who make sure that everyone go to the right path of education, is actually training his people development skill. You know the talent and how I'm going to develop this talent, and I'm going to meet the target and ensure that person also meet their personal target. It's a very important skill when you become a leader in your company or any companies or startup, because without people, how are you going to lead? How are you going to run the company? And then VP of PR, you learn about marketing and public relations. You can do anything. You can distribute flyers in a very traditional way, or you can do a digital marketing. You can do targeted advertising on Facebook and Instagram. It's something that it's an interesting skills to learn. And then VP of Memberships is about team engagements and networking, because the responsibility of VP of Membership is to gain more people. So how do you network with other people and say come to my club because this club is blah blah blah. And when I was still president, my VP membership was really a very sexy lady. So every guys being attracted to come to Motivators. It's a very good motivation. So our target was only 8 new members, but we reached almost 30 new members. Put the right people on the right position. And then the secretary role, all the seems like you not really heard that much. Actually, being a secretary train you to be really good in reporting and writing. I still remember my secretary that time was Kevin, and he's really good in writing and doing compositions of reports. So we are all hating to write words, right? But in secretary, you train yourself that every end of meeting, you make a report, you make a nice blog post that everyone can enjoy, and it trains you to become a content developer. And content is something that is really valuable right now. Treasurer, you learn about budgeting and resource management. In Toastmasters, budget is really small, like none. So how you manage that budget from zero, and then and you can run the clubs, and you still can make money. So how do you do, like, if I'm going to get X number, then I'm going to spend for food 25% out of it, right? So something like that, but it doesn't look like that cheap, still look like okay. So that's what the treasurer do. And then the SAA is the one who makes sure that everything is available here and managing all the nitty-gritty of the event. It helps them to become an event organizer or event management one day. So you see that every of this position will bring hard skills that you may never learn in your office, because in office you only train to do one thing. You're good in accounting, you do accounting until the end of your life. But here you can do everything, skills that makes you complete. So leadership learning that I learned is that we are all faced with a series of great opportunities disguised as impossible situations.
Whoa.
It's impossible, everything is impossible. How I'm going to run the club? I'm busy at work, right? And how I'm going to be a vice president of our membership? I'm not good in networking. It's all impossible. But when you are having the bravery to go through that impossibilities, then you are going to being exposed to great opportunities. So these are the learnings that I also learned in being an exco. First is expect the unexpected, right? You prepare everything.
Yeah.
You counted that there will be 30 people coming. Meeting started 1 hour later, only 10. What will you do? Panicking? Or jump from the window? So that's
Only for that reason.
I still remember that time I ran a contest. It was international and tabletop contest. And then it rains hard. It's really difficult to have even the contestants to come. And I was like really, that time I was not learning the art of being not panic, but it was really panicking, right? And then I called one of the friends, you still remember Sai Blackbird? Sai lives in Kemang, and he's supposed to be my black horse on that competition, right? And on that contest. So I call like, Sai, get your ass up here, no matter what. And he cannot, because there is no Gojek that time, not yet. Taxi is very hard to find. And so what we need to do, we need to run the show in a very calm manner. And it trains me to become really good in firefighting. In my line of job in startup and in operations, things can break down easily.
Yeah.
You run the wrong code, or you upload something and boom, and then everything dies at any time, and you need to be ready for that. And if you are panicking, you're just going to end your life. So you need to be chill, because you're already trained to expect the unexpected. The second learning, managing by inspirations, not fear.
Yeah.
We know that in Toastmasters, we are not paid, right? So how do you manage people that are not being paid? In work, it's very easy. You do this work, or you're not going to I'm not going to see you tomorrow. Do you still want to be paid? You know how hard to find job out there? In Toastmasters, you cannot do it. If you do like that, I'm not going to see your face tomorrow. Okay, bye. Cannot, right? So you need to evoke that inspiration. What inspired them to become? What inspired them to do something that is not being paid, right? And it's very hard. What I learned is that we need to find what really motivates them. Like, again about my sexy VP of membership, she's a really ambitious person. So I give her target, right? And she is like, oh, I'm going to work on that target, I'm going to work on that target. Although it's a freebies, but She likes it because she feels like she's going to achieve the target. While my VP of Education, Dian, she's really like, she's like a Mother Earth, you know, like very calming and like to embrace everyone. That's why she's good in VP of Education. She likes to see people developed. So you inspire them because you know what motivates them. And it trains me that even in workplace, although I can play the hard cop card, right? Like, do you want to be here? Do you still want to be paid? But we cannot. You're not going to run anything if you manage them by fear. You need to evoke their motivations and inspiration. The third learning is that servant leadership. I know this is like, oh, this is so good there and so on. But usually, when we go up to the ladder in organization, it looks like pyramid, right? And the upper you are, you feel like, I'm the boss. You know, I'm the boss. Where's my drink? So, fetch my bag, please. Yeah. So that's what what usually traits in a big organization. But in Toastmaster, it looks like this. Exactly look like this. The president is the worst, right? Sorry. You need to do anything and everything. But that gives you the understanding that the higher up your position is, the bigger your responsibility is, and the more grounded and humble you need to be. The position will not give you the respect. It's actually because respect is earned when you are, you know, treating other people with respect, and you are going to bring that respect. But if you are going to treat them like shit, you're going to bring shit as well. So being a servant leadership means that you understand that when you are higher up, be more humble and be more grounded. So after all, being an exco, I believe that this is a journey to inside as much as a journey to outside. It's not only about you leading other people, but you're actually changing yourself from inside. So if this experience be beneficial for me, I believe it will be really beneficial for all of you. Thank you.